Welcome to the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. Today, I just have a quick success story podcast for you with a couple of parents sharing some success stories from our class. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm accepting people to come onto the show and ask a question where I can answer it. So doing Q&A calls, coaching calls for the podcast. If you would like to have free coaching, contact me and we can set that up for you. All right. Enjoy the podcast today. Happy parenting.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing well. Thank you. Don't have anything huge to report. I mean, things. We're on a. I'm just trying to maintain the positive, somewhat new environment. Okay, I've been given tools in the class, and I'm just trying to implement those and not relapse into some bad habits, and continue to develop good ones. So that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Okay. Well, that sounds successful to me. I mean, to feel like you're in a place where there's nothing pressing, and I think one of my observations from taking the class was just, when I use the tools, they seem to work, and it's just when I forget that, and like you said, fall back into old ways, and it kind of goes back to the old normal, which can be really discouraging. So, by just keeping that intention to keep it going, I think we'll talk next week a little bit too about how to keep it going. Yeah, so thank you. Thanks. Okay, and now we have, hello.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. We had a bit of a cold. I was sick last week, but it's all good now.
Okay.
And
do you have a success story to share with us?
Yeah, well, it's work in progress. So it was just perfect timing with the logical consequences, although she's a little bit little for that. But it is related. This is the situation she watches when she's very much into something. She doesn't go to the washroom, so she pees in her pants until the last minute, and it can be a few drops or a little bit more, but she holds. She used to do that even when she was little and just playing with friends. She didn't want to miss anything, and she wouldn't go to the washroom. So I've been just repeating over time, it's really important to go to the washroom. Don't hold. And besides, we don't have television, so she uses the computer. She can stop any time and resume, right? But she still doesn't do that. So, and she would, if I were to stop and take the computer away, then she would go into revenge. She would get upset. So I just tried to start. I feel worried I didn't use the you. Holding pee is not good for your body. And she said, why? Well, because we've got organs, the kidneys, and they filter stuff. It needs to go out, and the body will feel so much better. So you don't keep everything inside. So I really would like you to pause and go and use the washroom when you need. So she said she would do it, and I made it clear the next time, if you don't do it and it happens again, then you will know Mommy will stop, and we will resume the session at a later time. So she said she understood. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, it sounds like you created a great iMessage for it as well. So that in and of itself, I think, is fabulous, and and a great way to communicate that with her too. So it's so funny listening to you. It almost sounds like you're talking to an 8 or 9-year-old instead of a 5-year-old, and she must be very mature for her age. So
I know. And actually, she described. Yeah, she said when I said. She said, "What are the kidneys, Mom?" Of course, right? But I don't use that, right?
Right.
Of course.
But it's still, it's good information. I mean, you're explaining things to her in a way that it's making, I think, a little bit of sense.
I like the words for what they are, and then I wait for her to get back And then I said, you see here, I put my hands, said those are like two beings, two organs in our body, and like the eyes and the ears that you can see, but they are inside. And, when you drink water, because she says she can feel the water in her tummy when she drinks. So I said, that's where the water goes. And then she says, oh, and they filter it, Mom? And I said, yeah, they do that. But if you don't go pee, what the body doesn't need will stay in the body. And this worries me. And so she said, I see. And so that was good. So we'll see next time.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, great success story. Thank you so much for sharing that. And again, great way to use iMessages as well.
Thank you for listening to today's Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. If you're into season 2 and you're listening to all these great questions that the parents have and answers and ideas for what to do in all these different situations with your kids, please help us out. Like, share, subscribe, and especially leave us a positive review. All of that helps the podcast grow, and I really appreciate it. Thanks again for being here, and happy parenting.